Welcome back. So this is a pretty awesome spell. I feel it is. So I'm going to teach it to you guys today. It's an attraction spell and a presence spell. Okay, but it's an Astaroth magnetic presence and attraction spell. So before I even get into it, for those who might not be interested, it is not an attraction spell in the sense of lust or love working. It's got to do with enhancing your aura and your vibration to such a point that all those aligned to you or who's going to serve your highest good are automatically want to be drawn to you. And trust me, that is an amazing thing, whether it is in relationships, platonic relationships, college, place of work, looking for promotion. All the right people will be drawn to you when your energy is at that right frequency. Because remember, everything is frequency. You want to attain a certain frequency, okay? So I'm going to teach a spell. It has two sets of specific words of creation, which I'm going to read out to you. So it's two separate parts, okay? So again, before I get into the spell, for those who don't know, yes, I am predominantly a spellcaster. I also offer a lot of one-on-one consultations where we can either chat about the situation you find yourself in. You need some shadow work, trauma work, talk about relationships. You want to talk about entity, energy, magic, access and high self-healing techniques. We can do all of those things, okay? And of course, if you do a spell via me, I teach you a thank you invocation and I give you a quick 20-minute call. I teach you the thank you invocation. You bypass any initial invocations needed, okay? So again, with everything that I teach, and this is just how it is, everyone who says it's not the case is talking shit, okay? These things take practice, and that's why I teach it, because the more you practice it, that might work for one person, that might work for the other person, but the more you practice something, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get better, and the results are going to get better and better, okay? So again, this spell with Astaroth is designed for magnetic attraction and presence. And it's a very powerful spell if done correctly that has basically no materials, it's you. And a couple of things which I'll share with you guys now, okay? So you will need to first be prepared to sit down. So place your mini altar area somewhere. Once you've sat down somewhere, where it can be at your like eye level, chest level area. Okay, so it's going to be two candles, one black, one red, both inscribed with Astaroth's name on it. Written petition, which is the N on top, hand-drawn sigil, and in your own words, words of praise, welcome and gratitude and thanks and so forth, okay? And again, remember, before you cast the spell, you need to do an initial invocation with her first, okay? And again, this is working for 5 days minimum, doesn't have to be 5 consecutive days, and if it does stretch out for longer than 5 actual days, okay, make sure the offerings remain fresh. And again, it's 5 sessions, not 5 days. So, 2 candles, some basic offerings, written petition, and slightly in front of it, 1 black candle with your name on it. That's it. And in front of the 2 black candles, you can put these 2 sigils with your full name written behind each one and your date of birth, okay? So that's that. Once your setup is there, you're going to sit up straight. Make sure your spine, your whole spine is completely straight while sitting up. This is where the power starts to actually come in, by the way. So everything I'm teaching you in this vid, everything is important. Sit up straight in front of your altar area. Give attention to entities, candle flames for like a few seconds. Catch your breath, take a few deep breaths in. Start to evoke entity. Call out the N a few times, okay? And once you've done that, this is the first set of words of power you're going to call out, and you can open your eyes to read this out if you have to, okay? So you've evoked entity first. That's the first thing you've welcomed and praised for presence and the time, etc., okay? Nothing more. Catch your breath and then use these words. Mistress of influence and magnetic aura, awaken now my magnetic presence. But say it as if you're knocking on a door. So say it like 3 to 7 times in this manner. Mistress of influence and magnetic aura, awaken now my magnetic presence. Mistress of influence and magnetic aura, awaken now my magnetic presence. So it's like you beckoning it. And then after you've got that, like it's a vibration will come. After you've got the vibration of beckoning, you repeat it one last time, but this time you don't say awaken now my magnetic presence. You say thank you for awakening my magnetic presence. So that's the last sentence, okay? Thereafter, and again, let's say this practice takes a bit of practice. After that, words of power, just sit for a minute or two, catching your breath again, really focus on your breath, and visualize yourself in an environment where your attraction level, your frequency, your presence, your aura is so powerful, it's attracting who you want to attract and what you want to attract into your life, right? And focus very clearly on your chest. what you would feel. Hold that feeling, whether it's pride, accomplishment, joy, ecstasy. Focus on that feeling while your mind is in that environment. Once you have that emotion there with the image, you can let it go with the second written part, words of power, which is my presence is felt. This part you say with authority now after that. Okay, after the first words of power, the emotions, your next sentence is said with authority. My presence is felt. My energy attracts. Eyes are drawn to me. The right people that are aligned to my highest good are drawn to me. Then that's it. You repeat that a few times, okay? After the specific words that I gave you, now you can then further elaborate on your petition. In example, thank you that these specific people in the specific places drawn my energy and order. So that's more specific, but the words of power, you concentrate on that. And then once you're done, don't rush off from your edit, sit for another minute or two, and try and get this in your mind, try and let this flow into your work. And now, even if you need to say it to yourself, because I'm telling you now, don't force a spell. So you can say, so I'm not forcing this, I'm not forcing the spell. I will let it attract and I will let it flow. Focus on that concept for just a minute or two. I will let it flow and I will let it grow. I will let it attract, I will let it flow, I will let it grow. Focus on those emotions, and once you feel, I'm going to attract it, if I let it go and it's going to grow, then you get up. Okay, and again guys, if you ever need any of my help, further teaching services, hit me up, I got you back. Okay, be good or not.